Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the newly discovered talent, Str Kale, and basically see just how good she is in DBZ Dokkan battle. Now, Str Kale got her easy A on global with Str Kefla, and much like Str Kale, she is a little bit limited, but when she's on her team, she is an absolute powerhouse. She has a pure Sans or Pepe Gal's lead of 130%. She raises attack and defense, causes supreme damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers defense. She has attack and defense of 160% with an additional attack and defense of 16% with a 6% critical hit chance per pure Sans or Pepe Gal's category ally on the team. Remember, much like everything else, if there is a character that is both categories, she will get the bonus twice, so 32% per pure Sans and Pepe Gal's category ally, and 12% crit for each one as well. She launches an additional super attack when there's a USS or pure Sans category enemy. She launches an additional super attack when there are 6 or more versus 6 category allies on the team, and she gets an additional 160% attack and defense, and guards all attacks when there's an ally whose name includes Caulifla attacking in the same turn. Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, Battlefield Diva, Solid Sport, Warriors of Universe 6, Tournament of Power, and Fierce Battle are her link sets, and her categories are Pepe Gal's USS, Pure Sans, Universe 6, Rapid Growth, Bond of Friendship, Tournament of Participants, and Super Bosses. When she's on her team, so when she's on Universe 6, or on like a USS heavy Pure Sans team, or she's got, a lot of Cauliflas and Kale and Cauliflas on her team, she is insane. She's basically going to be pretty much critting every single attack. She's going to have 300 and change defense start a turn, first turn, and she's going to have guard active with Caulifla in the same turn. Paired up with Str Kale, she is basically part of a almost indestructible pairing, and she does some pretty decent damage, starting out with 7-8 million attack stats and the ability to fire off multiple super attacks. If you want to build her, probably want to build her into additionals if you're going to maximize her performance on the Universe 6 / Pepe Gal's Kale and Caulifla team. She's going to be able to do huge damage because she's going to get additional super attacks. She's going to be able to rack up her defense very quickly, and she has a ton of defense that she can gain quite easily. So she's going to be sitting there with 900k defense at turn 4 with guard, with everything involved. So a very, very strong unit just in general, basically super duper strong. In terms of links, a decent link set, much like Str Kale, but not one that gains a lot from link leveling. Whereas Universe 6 and Tournament of Power do gain a little bit from link leveling, and so does Saiyan Lineage, but realistically speaking, she's a powerhouse with or without link leveling. The big thing is going to be whether you have the team to make her this crazy juggernaut of defense. If you have Str Kale, if you have AGL Kale, if you have Str Kefla, and if you have Str Kale, if you run that team, she sits then, because Str Kefla only gives the Pepe Gal's portion, but she then sits there, I think, with something like, I believe it's something like a 54% crit chance, not including the friend, which will also count, so a 66% crit chance. She will sit with 200 and something k defense if she's a 55% unit, and she'll sit with obviously guarding as soon as she has Caulifla in the same turn. Couple that with the fact that you can pair up with Str Kale, who is basically on that same team going to dodge every single attack, and they become a ridiculous pairing. I think they become one of the best defensive pairings in the game. As long as evasion is an option in the event, the two of them together is an actually insane unit. I just think, she's really, really, really solid. Obviously, there is a very, very, very kind of notable thing. If you don't have a Caulifla in the same turn, so if you don't have Caulifla in that first turn, she won't have guard, so she can then be caught out by damage. So that is something to factor in. She does need to have Caulifla in that first turn, and also, of course, I'm showing you guys here, but on a team without a lot of Pepper Gals, a lot of Universe 6 units, or sorry, Pure Sands units, she's not going to be operating nearly as peak as she does with them. Overall, a very good unit, a great EZA, and a unit that benefits greatly from being on that really strong team. She has a lot that really goes for her, which I think is really awesome. And in general, she's just a really fantastic option that does a lot for the team. Of course, there is kind of this question about what, that Universe 6 team, I would, for me, probably say is maybe one more unit away from being insane, like one more Kale Caulifla style unit away from being insane. But all in all, the Strength Kale is very, very good. There is the odd moment where she'll be caught out when she doesn't have a Caulifla in her turn. And of course as well, if you want to put her on teams where you're not catering to her passive, she's not going to look nearly as impressive. But in general, I have to say she is probably one of the better general banner pool units, and I think she's a really fun unit that adds a lot to that US 6 or that U6 team with Caulifla, with Kefla. I think it's just a really fun team. And that's a really, really good time and just a ton of fun to use, and yeah, has great synergy and just is a blast to use. But that's basically gonna be it for me, honestly speaking. That's about it. See you next time. Bye.